So I would say what's prompted this operation today is complaints from businesses, visitors, people who work in the town centre, specifically about Lord Street, specifically about the area up Regent Street towards McDonald's outside HSBC. Large groups of people gathering. The perception is that they're always doing something wrong. I think the reality from our point of view is they're very rarely committing crimes. They are sitting down sometimes in larger numbers. Sometimes they look unsightly. Sometimes people don't like them because they look a little bit different to them perhaps. The reality is a lot of the time they're not actually doing anything. However, there is also intelligence coming in and officers' observations, CCTV, which suggests that there is that element of drug dealing going on in the town centre and drug taking. We can see it count if we're looking around. So this operation is specifically to target that. It's not to target homeless people. It's to target that antisocial behaviour that comes along with drug taking, drug using, and the public perception, which is really important, isn't it? Because people say to you all the time, "I don't feel safe to come to Wrexham." Now I use Wrexham on my days off. My family use Wrexham on my days off, and actually, from my point of view, I think it's actually quite a safe place to be. But if people don't feel that way, it's not to them, is it? So I think that's what's prompted today. So you're seeing today a concerted effort from 8 o'clock this morning for a lot of officers to be in the town centre, a lot of disruption, a lot of stop searching where it's appropriate. I think we've had 3 to 4 arrests this morning already for various offences. And it's going to continue throughout the day, and we can't keep this up every day. You're not going to see this amount of officers in town centre every day, but there's a real promise from our inspector to say, whilst myself and Graham are the town bobbies, that we need a bit of additional support. So there's officers coming in most days to support us with that. But what you're going to see with the drugs dog is officers are out now in plain clothes as well as in uniform, looking for certain individuals. So we've got intelligence on a couple of individuals that are coming into town doing this activity. So they're looking for those people. If those people are seen or any other sort of drug-related activity, we then call the dog in and he'll come and do. He's what we call a scanning dog. Okay, so essentially the dog has obviously given another indication. So Graham started the search. Found a cannabis grinder in fairly early, which he's handed over willingly. Graham's then found a lot of cash, and at that point the lad has obviously decided to make a bolt for it, causing quite a scene.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We couldn't quite get hold of one of his hands, so he's got one of his hands underneath his body, and from our point of view, we're always taught about knives, weapons, so if he's got a hand we can't get hold of, we think there's a weapon there, end of, until we can prove otherwise. So at that point I've pressed the red 1 button as emergency button, which is why everyone's come flying. By the time they've got here, fortunately, we've managed to get him in cuffs. I think in the melee they found an amount of what they think is class A, possibly some in his mouth. Yeah, I thought it was in his mouth because he wasn't talking properly, was he, at one point? We managed to get it out of his mouth, and there's a load of cash there. So at this stage, he'll be being arrested on suspicion of possession with intent to supply, probably class A, although that's yet to be confirmed. So that's all for, if me and Graham had been walking through the bus station, me and Kerry, we'd never have had reason to speak to that guy, because we've got magic little Rufus with us. That's given us the grounds to search. So it goes just like that. It's gone. It'll be a resist arrest and all sorts on there now. So, but that's exactly why he's here, isn't it?
Good result then. Happy with that?
Brilliant result. Very, very happy with that. And it's still only it's not even 2 o'clock yet. This morning we had 4 PCs and I believe 4 PCSOs. So this afternoon we've got an additional 4 PCs in, a couple of extra PCSOs I think. So it's quite significant.
It's a sizable.
It is a sizable number, and I think yesterday morning we had 8 of us in town yesterday morning, extra PCSOs and PCs, and actually it was very well received, and people genuinely noticed that difference. Yeah, so this here actually, Rob, would be the sort of typical amount that we actually seize off people. Probably about £5–10 worth there, which they'll buy of a morning, and they'll smoke in small amounts through the 1 or 2 days even, depends on how much they smoke a day. So that now, if that was cannabis, I, as a police officer, can say I'm an expert, and that's Class B. Because this is a synthetic cannabinoid, and it's altered with chemicals and all the rest of it, the only way we'll determine what classification that is if we send it off for testing. So obviously it's been seized off the mail. At the minute I don't know if that's an illegal drug or not. I suspect it is. 2 ways we could deal with it. We could arrest him and interview him about it. Unfortunately, it wouldn't put us any closer to dealing with it because it's still got to be sent off. So this will get back booked in to seize property, and then we'll ask for it to be authorised to be sent for testing. It'll come back 99 times out of 100 as a Class B drug. At that point he'll then be dealt with, so he'll be charged with that by postal charge in effect. But this is obviously a scourge. This is why we're doing this operation, because there's so many people taking this drug under the influence of it in the town. This is what people are complaining about on Wrexham.com, on Facebook and all the rest of it. It's what's brought publicity to the town really, and it's doing us harm, isn't it? So that is a good result to get that off somebody. It's only enough for possession. He's only going to use it himself, but that's going to annoy him, and hopefully next time he thinks twice about doing it in the town centre. Found in that gentleman's pocket after indication by the dog. Said he didn't have anything on him illegal, and he's admitted there's possibly a bit of amphetamine in there. He's saying a trace amount, so what we'll probably do is we'll take it back, seize it, book it in and get it tested to confirm exactly what it is, and then we'll deal with him at a later date. That has been really successful, Rob. We've been trying to do an operation with a dog for a while. You can see as you've come around with us, that dog has got a nose that certainly none of us have got. We'd have walked past a couple of those people. Quite a lot would have had no grounds to search because they're just members of the public walking around. That dog gives a positive indication and gives us the grounds to search. You've seen as a result, we're searching people left, right and centre. Fantastic result for us. This is just a small amount of the substances that we've had off people. So you can see there's some spice in these 3 packages here, and some likely to be amphetamine in that packet there. A lot of this will go off for testing now, and then we'll be doing some prosecutions as a result of that. I think members of the public appreciative of what's going on. The dog always gets a little bit of attention. It's a lot more attractive than most of the police officers we've got here, but it's just a fantastic day for us. People have seen what we're doing. We don't want people using these drugs in our town centre, and we're going to be doing this operation again.
There's been a lot of positive comments from members of the public watching as you either do stop and searches or even as just encountering the police around town. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's great. I mean, and to be honest, the best thing about working in town centre, Bobby, is the people of Wrexham. They're really positive about what we're doing. They love to talk to you in the street. They love to tell you about what's going on. And for once, it's something good. It's something positive. And they're seeing that they're out there trying to make a difference to them, really. And it's that dog's been seen by probably a couple of thousand people today, and word will spread very quickly, and the dog will be coming back.
In terms of, I suppose, the message to people externally who are thinking about coming to Wrexham, as you said, you're going to be out and about with the dog at random intervals. Yeah. What would be your message to them? The message is, if you come to Wrexham, if you come in to buy drugs, if you come in to deal drugs, you come in to take drugs, that this is what's going to happen. We're going to be out there. We've got officers out there every day. The message is, don't come to Wrexham, do it somewhere else.